So I know that last week Pierre-Luc has shown some stuff, like a few concept arts and things like that. But we're going to show you a bit more this time around. So, right, I'm going to show you like just a few screen concept arts and then actual gameplay footage. In fact, it's not going to be footage. I'm going to be playing the game in front of you. It's going to be in windowed mode, however, because I want to read the comments and be able to answer all the questions you might have. So it's going to look a bit weird. But anyway, given a connection, and since we haven't tested this already, I prefer showing something like that is not in full screen and maybe have a better connection. So here, I don't know which screenshots you saw already, and which concept arts you saw already, and which you did not. So I'm going to show you this one now. So as you can guess from these two different images, it's not going to be taking place in a science fiction universe. The world is going to be called Orai, and the idea is it's a world that is very hostile. So you will need like very thick walls to protect any kind of human settlement. And while it can be a bit cozy inside, it's really another world completely to be outside. And usually that means even going out requires permission. You don't need that. And we want like it's a high fantasy universe, meaning that there's going to be some stuff that are quite out of the ordinary, such as absolutely humongous shells like this to be mined for some kind of special materials. And this is the map of the world we want to build, the world of Orai. Hey Gab.
Just connected.
Alright, so essentially we have like stuff happening in marshes, stuff happening in Nordic areas, stuff closer to that very desolate area called the Scourge, Sirocco near volcanoes, and Orochi and Cierzo are port towns, and Berg in the forest. So we want to have very varied kind of environments for the different cities. Now a few characters. I think that one was shown last week, but I'm not sure. And as you can see, like high fantasy, medieval kind of stuff. We try to have very distinct look for the characters. Armors that make sense, but that are still with a lot of flair. We have some inspirations from, of course, real life, but also some games like Dark Souls and Skyrim, stuff like that. But we are really trying to have something that has its own distinctive look. And that is a piece that tells a lot about a game, because inventory management will actually be a thing in our game that has some importance. I know it doesn't sound very exciting said like that, but it's going to take place in a world where you have to think of your stuff and you have to like live accordingly to the harshness of the environment, and that means that sometimes just moving stuff from one point to another can be complicated, and you're gonna need some beasts of burden that can survive the very harsh environments. And even the what would be considered the more tame creatures of our universe will need to be able to defend themselves. So even the if you want some venison, you will need to fight something that is spiky and has all these kinds of defenses. And that is an example of an evolved, like, bee nest kind of undead, not undead thingy. And this is the first screenshot we've ever shown of the game. We are crazy enough that we decided to make an open world RPG, and it's gonna have some survival elements added to it. So you're going to be able to set up your camp. You have to place your fireplace and your fire camp, your tent. You'll have these things that you will bring with you. There's going to be a day and night cycle, stuff like that. The screenshots you see are stuff we made from the first 3 weeks of development of the game. So it's still very early on, but we needed to make some tests and see if we were good enough to tackle the challenge of making such an ambitious game. And you're gonna see once I start playing the game, but yeah, it can get pretty dark, and different light source and everything will be very it will be very striking how we use lighting in the game. And there's more. It's going to be pretty much the first open world RPG to feature split screen co-op. It's going to have online co-op as well. By making God Factory, we developed an expertise in making multiplayer game, and we're going to use that and make something very unique with it. So we're going to essentially make Skyrim, but more believable, with survival elements that you can play in co-op. I hope you find that exciting. So it's going to be called Outward, the Adventure Life Simulator. So now I'm gonna try and start the game, or rather the playtest build we made. That one is a bit more advanced. That's not what I wanted. Alright, where is it? It's gonna be a bit more advanced. It's like a month and a half old. Oh, I had to unzip. Damn it. Let me show you. Sorry, I forgot to unzip the thingy. I was doing too many things at once. I want to see the comments, what people have to say. Undid plan. Question, will there be magic? Ha! Yes, there will be magic, and it's going to be the best magic you saw in games ever. Will we need tester? Definitely. And actually, we're going to have a Kickstarter campaign, and most possibly that the backers will be able to see the game before everyone else and help us, give us feedback and report the bugs and help us make that game happen. Okay, see that? It's going to be called Outward. Why do you want... No, I don't need to do that. Do I need to update Java? Really? No, I don't. Alright. So like I said, I'm going to show it windowed. I'm sorry about that, but I just want to make sure the connection is not too bad and the game is not optimized yet. So here it is. I'm loading. I'm going to show for the very first time ever to the public Outward. So like I said, this is only a few months old, so there's a lot of stuff missing. And even the main character that you see here, he's just a placeholder. We call him Paul, and his face is really downright ugly. His face is disgustingly ugly. Alright, so here, Firestone, and here, Silkal's Candle. So what we're trying to make is an open world that is more like an adventure life simulator than just a teenage power fantasy. So it's not about being super almighty. Although like the difficulty of the game will not show the kind of difficulty we're gonna have later on, but we got some mechanics we wanted to test. So let me show you like how we cast a spell in this world. I'm gonna first go to my inventory and put my Firestone in my pouch and not into my bag. Like I said, inventory management in our game is very important. Right now I have a backpack, and fighting with a backpack is not very optimal. So I'm just going to remove it there. And I'm going to go see the guy there. If I want to cast a fireball, it's more complicated than just activating the skill. I have to do the actual ritual. So there's this tiny spark spell. It doesn't do much. It's almost worthless. It's good if you want to pierce defense, but it's not doing a lot of damage. So there, it's nothing. But if I place a fire sigil on the floor by expanding one of the firestone I have in my pouch right now, it's gonna place there, the fire circle. So I'm gonna kite that guy toward me. Hey dude, I hate your face, come over. And now if I activate my tiny spark, my spark becomes a fireball. There. So that's how you can cast spell in our game. It's not going to be as simple as... Oh, I have to be careful. It's not just pressing a button, you have to prepare accordingly. Every fight is meant to be at least sufficiently challenging to make you think twice on whether or not you're ready to engage. And right now I can dodge, but if I had my backpack it would be impossible. And later on what we want to do is to make it like possible for stuff to break if you're hit while wearing the backpack. So you have to be very careful. And now I forgot where I left it, and since we are very early on in the game development, it's hard to find. Eventually we'll add it to the compass. Alright, and we got another spell. I'm gonna use it for the next fight. Let's say I want to summon a ghost. Instead of just pressing on summon ghost. Oh wait, no, I don't have the build that has... No, I can't do it. Oh, damn it. If I had a second player with me, I could have one person detecting a soul near to me, and I would be the one summoning the soul, but right now I don't have both skills on the same character. So I can't show you the ghost at the moment. Right, dropping my backpack. I'm gonna take him down. Hey, ugly. I hate you. He's not very aggressive. We had to make a build that is very easy to play, because it's like something we use to demonstrate our technical capacities to the accelerator and to some playtesters, and we couldn't afford to make the game as difficult as it's really gonna be. So right now they are super slow, not very aggressive, but you'll see once we show more stuff, they can be way more aggressive and dangerous. Where's my backpack again? There it is. So let me know, guys, what you think about what you've seen so far, considering that this is something we made in like a month and a half. Alright, so the question from Siron: won't other players steal backpack while they dropped it? Well, they could if they want, but like you can invite just your friends, and it's not an MMO. It's more like Borderlands or Diablo 2, where you play your game and people just come on in and you know you share the experience with them. So there's going to be this question of trust. Obviously, when you play with someone you don't know, you might not want to drop your backpack or drop it in places where you want. We also thought of maybe just making it have a tag whether or not you let other people take it with you. But we might have this feature that just says you can't take it without my permission. A bit like the sharing system for the ships in God Factory. But it also leads to some strategies. Yes?
Is imagine that you have your backpack because you can't dodge, but your friend is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that, sure. So as Pierre-Luc was saying, like, you could have one player that is the inventory guy. His role is to be the mule. Maybe he's got a bow, so he doesn't care so much about dodging because, you know, he doesn't care. But the next one, he needs to be mobile because he's more into the fray and stuff like that. So he's gonna stay farther ahead, behind, use his backpack, become the inventory for everyone, and maybe even have some the ability for people to look into your backpack if both are immobile and you're placed right behind them. So you are a walking container, and that is not necessarily a bad role to play. It can be fun, and it leads to different strategies that you don't see in games normally. Alright, so here's our dungeon. So, yeah, One thing I found very atrocious in many RPGs that when it's dark, it's not really dark, it's just atmosphere. It doesn't really have an impact, but in our game, dark is dark. So you are gonna need these different light sources. So here, I'm gonna take a lantern. There, now I can start seeing. And that means, like, since light is so important, you might even go for instance, a sword that is made of glowstone. It's not necessarily as powerful as a good steel alloy, but you're gonna get light without needing to hold a lantern in your hand. There. Hello guys, so some skeletons now. Oh, I forgot to remove my backpack and I might need to dodge. There, it's done. Oh, yeah. I wish I had a more recent build with me. Sadly, like, this is all I had on my Dropbox at the moment. But we, like, Gabriel, or Don Bosom as you know him, made some marvelous animation for the weapons, and now we have different types of hit. So, for instance, right now I just have this sweeping motion, but we made it more complex, and you have these movements where you step back for a while and then you launch forward, and you can use that to play with the distance between you and your enemy. It becomes actually very necessary to learn that spacing game. So Kelton wants a flaming sword, so we're gonna go and get the flaming sword, but not before I get a better explorer lantern. Alright, so that's a better lantern. You're gonna see the difference there. Explorer lantern. And look at the shadows. Real dynamic shadows. Pretty cool. And when we play in split screen, that's really cool because you're gonna see, or even just in co-op altogether, you see the guy and you can just see his shadow very far away of him fighting, and it's very cinematic. I shouldn't use that word following the rant Jimquisition did on cinematic gameplay, but yeah. I mean, it's just visually interesting, I guess. Alright, so let's go get the flaming sword at Kelton's request, who maybe did not think there really were flaming swords yet into the game. Actually, hey Pierre-Luc, do you want to join and do some co-op with me? Yes, it's the playtest build, so we can play co-op. Oh, you're gonna do it? Alright, so it's gonna be Pierre-Antoine. Alright, you're gonna be with PC if that's fine with you. Alright. Splitting. Wait, I lost control. Did I? Yeah, just press escape and start split. Alright, so... Okay, luckily for me I left a lantern inside. Alright, so now I'm on the bottom screen. Man, I'm excited to show this game. We have to hurry to the fire sword before Kelton leaves. Are you like sprinting to it, Pierre-Antoine? You got a guy behind you, by the way.
That's alright.
I'm gonna get to him as well. Flaming sword, flaming sword. Oh, right, true, we can summon things. But first, the flaming sword. Almost there, almost there. Let's kill the fucker. Get the fuck down! I don't have time for this. He decided to run after you. Alright, flaming sword. There. Inventory. Inventory, I said. Flaming sword. Is that good enough for you, Kelton? So there, and that sword is goddamn OP. Oh, I'll leave you the backpack now because I'm gonna be close range. Come on, you can take it. I'm sure you can. Oh, right, summoning the ghost. I'm just gonna kill that dude that fights with his arm. Will you take the arm? Alright, so wanna detect a soul for me so that I use a candle? Really? Oh, right! You're the one who's gonna summon. There. You got a backpack so you can summon. There we go. There! Yay! Two is quite enough. Co-op Skyrim with survival elements and stuff to make the whole thing feels more real. So this, people, is our next project outward. It's gonna be on Greenlight and Kickstarter and all of that stuff pretty soon, and we are gonna need your help. And we wanted to show our motivated, dedicated fans the game before everyone else. Even the press never saw this. In large part because it's not ready to show, usually, but don't care. You guys are awesome. You deserve to see. I'll take the life potion. And now the supposedly hard fight. Wait, what? You won't? Alright, so you'll drop everything, but... Are you still using the arm? Alright, cool. So you're gonna bring fire support while I get all the aggro? Alright. No first person. There's that in Skyrim, and I always felt that the third person view suffered because of it. Alright, I'll get closer. There. Is that better? There you go. Let's kill that bastard. There. Did the game just crash? No, it just spiked. So this is pretty much all we had to show about the game so far. It's a very short demo meant to demonstrate our ability to make the game, and we hope that you guys will support us just the same way you've supported us for God Factory. About a question if there's going to be a lot of armor. That's one of the most difficult kind of content to create for a game, so we don't know yet how many different armors is going to be. Of course, it's going to be at least 15 different sets of armor because, well, we need many different characters to make an open world feel alive. And we have like these different cities and different factions, and we want all of them to have at least something that identify them well, and that's going to be done through armor, of course. I can't hear you, Pialuk. Okay, so Pialuk was asking if I talked about the more survival-ish elements, like the fact that you're gonna have to set up your camp by yourself, which I think I briefly mentioned, but it should be mentioned that like your survival gear will have like some effect. You're gonna need to level that up the same way you level your sword and stuff, and while you're in your camp you're gonna sleep, but you're also gonna cook, you're gonna maintain your equipment, you're gonna practice. It's how, like, you need to train to get stronger. It's not just about hitting stuff in the face until you level up your magic casting. You need to train hard and prepare accordingly. We want to have crafting as well. That's probably going to be a stretch goal according to how much funding we're able to secure, either by Kickstarter, Canada Media Fund, stuff like that. We are confident that a big project like that can attract good investors, or if not, the goodwill of the players. See ya, Kelton. for the question, when will a Kickstarter be? We don't know yet. It's gonna be within the next 2 months probably. There's a lot of things that remains to be done, and we want to prepare because we won't be asking for just 40,000. One thing that's pretty sure is going to be between 150 and $200,000. So it's a very massive Kickstarter. We're going to need a lot of help to make that happen. So we need to prepare accordingly. We are hiring some help. We are doing a new website. We're doing we hired a very good concept artist that made stuff for Magic the Gathering and Ubisoft to come up with a splendid title image. We're gonna hire the composers of La Hacienda Creative, who made the music for Terra Away and Papa and Yo, both of which won the prize of the best soundtrack at the VGA Awards of their respective years. We're really putting everything we have into that project. So about skill and leveling, what we wanted was possibly to make something that is hybrid. We're not at 100% clear on how it's gonna work exactly, but you're gonna gain experience by doing stuff in the real world, if I may, like stuff you do while adventuring. That's gonna become an experience currency that you can then spend into different areas that you want to train. So maybe you want to level up your magic, or your ability to wield weapons, or maybe your crafting or charisma, stuff like that. And you cannot be good at everything. You're gonna have what we call these breakthroughs and these caps. So your cat at, for instance, level 50 in every skill, which like everyone can level up, but then you need to spend breakthrough points into your ability to increase the level cap for these proficiencies. So you're gonna be able to get all the way to 60 for a skill, and then a new breakthrough to go all the way to 70. And you're gonna have like a very limited number of breakthroughs you can have, and you can max out some skills at level 100, which will give you very unique skills and stuff like that. So like, we want to make a game where you cannot be god at everything. Like in Skyrim, it's ridiculous. You're the master of the Mages Guild, Fighters Guild, Thieves Guild, you're the assassin that killed the Emperor, and you're the Dragonborn, or you are becoming a Daedric Prince for some reason. It's boring when you can be everything, because none of these things actually matter because they're not unique to you. So yeah, it's gonna be a game about leveling many different characters at once, or not at once, but one after another. You're gonna explore the game through multiple playthroughs. One game you try a mage, one game you try a thief, one game you try, I don't know, a pacifist maybe, I don't know. We're gonna see how that goes. And we want to have multiple quest lines, and when you start one quest line with a faction, it's gonna close the door for the other factions. So you make your choices. Alright, so this is pretty much it. There's not much left into the whole dungeon, and I think I've talked about the game more than I should have already. Keep in mind, this is a game that's been in development for only 2 months, so a lot of stuff there that you don't like might change into something you like more, and the stuff you like might be even more awesome in a few months from now on. So just stay in touch and follow us, like us on Facebook, and keep coming to our streams, and you'll see that project evolve, and I'm sure we will impress you with the quality of what we're trying to make. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.